I'm Liz.
I'm Ricky.
I'm Jackie.
I'm Angela.
I'm Marian.
And our topic is to help PCX Technologies manage underperforming employees to increase performance and job satisfaction in their workplace. So PCX currently has an abundance of issues that it is facing, including underperforming employees. Through implementing the provided recommendations, we hope the company will take our suggestions to heart, as it will help the organization improve dealing with underperforming employees in both their job satisfaction and performance. Employees are the heart of any company, which is why this issue needs to be addressed.
Our first piece of recommendation would be in changing the training process at PCX. This ties into employee engagement theory in goal setting and in learning as well. So the first step is the fact that they do have reciprocal mentoring in place, which is important, as this is placing someone who has more experience in their job with someone who has less experience or a new party. This is important also in terms of learning styles, because managers need to be trained in how to deal with different individuals and their different personalities. In understanding different learning styles, you have discovery learning, experiential learning, observational learning, structured learning, and group learning. All of these entail the different ways in which we learn, such as by seeing something, by touching something, by writing something down, the whole 9 yards. You really need to make sure that individuals in the management team are being taught about these different individual differences. The training process would enable the company to establish accountability and then set attainable goals in place through goal setting theory.
Goal setting theory ensures that goals are just right and not too easy or not too hard. In order to set goals, you must understand employees' capabilities and their personalities, which will come naturally after working with them through the hiring and training processes. There should be long-term goals geared at scaling up and upholding the vision of PCX. Also, there should be short-term goals for each department to complete. You should analyze where the company is and where it wants to be. As department heads, in order to set good goals, you should recognize that there's opportunity to grow and change as an organization. The heads of each department should do a force field analysis where they diagnose the current state of PCX and decide if there needs to be major changes, plan on how to prepare employees for change, implement the change through setting goals, and then evaluate the change by measuring goal completion. For this to go well, the department heads should be open to debate with each other and make sure that all of their opinions are voiced. When setting goals for PCX as a whole and for each department, you can consider using the model on this slide to fill out how to set goals. So in setting goals, you should have SMART goals, or specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely goals. It's really important to make sure that you measure goal progress. So a couple ways to do this. First way would be an organization-wide memo of weekly goals sent to all employees in all locations. And these memos should be discussed at morning meetings for the group to make sure that they're on the same page. Also, providing biweekly feedback to employees as a means to improve performance and job satisfaction is really important. And this should be done through individual meetings. These meetings can be quick and informal, but they will compel employees to feel cared about. And this targets both need-based theories and intrinsic motivation, because employees knowing how they're doing individually will let them have a sense of belonging, and they'll feel cared about and important in the organization. And this acknowledgement will build their intrinsic motivation, because they'll just feel useful and they'll feel compelled to keep working well. When employees do something right, recognition of good performance through small comments or a system similar to their SNAP system will make employees want to continue doing their good behavior, which is known as positive reinforcement. Also, this will give them job satisfaction because they'll know that the effort they're putting in is giving real and useful results that are helping PCX reach their goals, and this will satisfy their expectations.
Another recommendation that we have for PCX is modifying and adapting their hiring process for the sales department due to the fact that they have been having a lot of problems dealing with underperforming employees in the sales department. So modifying this process would entail including an initial orientation for all new hires, and this would help provide a base level knowledge of the industry. Relating back to OB, this is kind of like job design cross-training. In doing so, will permit the sales department members to have a basic level knowledge of the industry to better sell their products. Furthermore, providing a realistic job description and having an interview process that is geared to assess whether or not the candidates will fit well with the company will help have PCX hire better fit individuals for the company. This can be implemented through intensive interviews and requiring a standard personality test. Relating back to concepts that we've learned in class, this targets personality, beliefs, values, and types of job fit, all of which feed into whether or not the candidate for the job will be a good fit for the company. Going forth, we would advise PCX to try to have a deep level understanding of each employee, trying to get to know their employees inside and out so they can better comprehend what motivates each individual. And in getting to know their employees allows upper level managers to better motivate and incentivize their employees, and knowing if money motivates them more or time off will give managers the opportunity to better motivate their subordinates.
After 6 months of working with an outside consulting firm, it is clear that there has not been much improvement. We would suggest that PCX cut ties with the outside consulting firm and look into hiring another consulting firm, which could probably be found through personal and/or work-related connections. So recommend that PCX try and strengthen communication amongst departments. Creating a company-wide contact list with the cell phone numbers and emails of each employee would increase communication and allow for departments to more so reach out to one another. Holding weekly Skype meetings on Monday mornings between all employees in the Texas and Florida locations would establish more communication between the two and allow for the company to evaluate any progress they have been making as a whole.
Teamwork development is one of the most integral components to ameliorating the current problems that PCX is facing. Some of the suggestions that we currently have to fix these problems is once a month, everybody could go out as a company and in a social environment, potentially go to a restaurant, which would promote feelings of friendship and being in sync and familiarity with their coworkers. Team building exercises could also be played on a consistent basis, as well as replacing monthly meetings during the morning meetings with team building activities. A team building activity example could be the picture pieces game, in which a giant well-known picture is chosen, cut into equal number of squares, and dispersed to people in the group. Each person needs to replicate this picture and then combine them back together to make the whole picture again. This game promotes a sense of awareness between everybody, which entails that you need more than one person to complete a project, and that teamwork is essential in any company and in many different situations. That a sense of belonging is important during teamwork and will target higher level needs, such as need-based, which is behind need-based theories, and will satisfy people's need to develop relationships with each other.
Another recommendation that we have for PCX is for them to start implementing exit interviews. This will help PCX start to look at different factors based on Hertzberg's two-factor theory, which explains that the two factors, hygiene and motivation, deeply motivate the different influences on dissatisfaction and satisfaction and employee engagement. This will help PCX discover what's creating these satisfactions and dissatisfactions in employees. Exit interviews can be very helpful for both the company and employees because it creates opportunities for growth and improvements on both ends. As an employer, PCX would be able to discover also what basic needs they are satisfying by talking with their employees upon their exit interview. Need-based theories can tell different basic needs that humans have, such as Maslow's hierarchy of needs, a sense of belonging, and an opportunity for growth. Satisfying these higher level needs will help create more job satisfaction and employee engagement. So these are our overall recommendations for PCX technologies in order to help manage underperforming employees and increase performance and job satisfaction. Implementing some of these strategies could drastically help improve the company's overall culture and employee satisfaction. Please post any questions you may have and vote for our presentation.